President Trump touched the third rail, went after America's patron saint, Dr. Fauci. And by that I mean the media's patron saint. Let's put that up there on the screen. While on a call with his campaign staff, President Trump says people are tired of hearing about coronavirus. People are saying, whatever, just leave us alone. They're tired of it. People are tired of hearing Fauci and all these idiots. Fauci's a nice guy. He's been here for 500 years. Also went after him on Twitter after, I think, Dr. Fauci's 60 Minutes appearance, being like, nobody's restricting Dr. Fauci. He gets to go up there, and he made fun of his baseball pitch, which was admittedly pathetic.
Yeah, I feel his pain there, though. I wouldn't do any better.
I mean, I couldn't do any better, but I wouldn't try. It's an interesting dynamic. I sympathize with the right-wingers who are annoyed by Fauci. I'm also extraordinarily annoyed. He's clearly drank some of the resistance Kool-Aid. He's been comparing himself to like literally like a saint. He's like, I just want to take care of this country, all this. I'm like, okay, dude. Relax. Complaining about the Trump campaign and his ads being incredibly whiny, right? Be like, they're harassing me, is ludicrous. Obviously, he's had problems with masks and all that. But this is an undeniable fact. Fauci is probably way more popular than Trump, maybe doubly more popular in terms of his favorability ratings. It's somewhere in the high 70s, which means that running against him as a matter of politics is just dumb.
Yeah.
And Trump is turning this campaign into one where he is trying to get on the wrong side of every public opinion whenever it comes to corona. You can see this is an easy layup for Biden. Let's put Biden's statement up there on the screen. Take a look at this. You can see immediately they're like, Trump is mocking Biden for listening to science. Science, the best tool we have to keep Americans safe, while Trump's reckless and negligent leadership threatens to put more lives at risk. It's like the easiest campaign message in history.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you, I just looked at this New York Times Siena polling on coronavirus. Basically, outside of a national vaccine mandate, which is highly unpopular, problem in and of itself, but you can go and you can see on national mask mandate or whatever, 60-40. If you go and you see what the worst is yet to come,
right?
51% of Americans believe the worst is yet to come. As a matter of science, you could disagree with that. I certainly do. But that doesn't mean you can change the way that people feel about coronavirus.
Well,
he's just not connecting
with
the way that people feel.
The numbers are not good. I mean, you look across the country, and we are doing a better job of being able to treat coronavirus patients.
Like the deaths aren't the same.
The deaths aren't the same that they were, but we looked at the numbers. I mean, we are headed towards that dreaded fall peak that everyone has been worried about. So majority of the country, it was 51 versus 37%, the worst is behind us. 51%, a majority saying the worst is yet to come. That is the mood that the American people are in. I mean, can we let's throw G1A back up there, Trump's statement, because I think it's actually really interesting. He says people are tired of hearing about the coronavirus.
That's not true,
actually. You're completely misinterpreting the mood of the country. Yeah. People are sick to death of the coronavirus. They are sick of having to live in this bizarre world that we're in and not being able to send their kids to school, etc. But the way that they feel that you're going to get out of that is by paying attention to people like Dr. Fauci and wearing masks and not going with this crazy like Scott Atlas herd immunity dude and just being like, what the hell? Let's just see what happens and see how many people die. So people are definitely sick of coronavirus, but that's why they want you to take it seriously so that we can get past this. And to your point, it's sad to me. I'm not cheering for Trump to be ridiculous on this stuff because it means that it allows Biden to run the easiest campaign in history. Just being pro-mask and pro-listening to public health officials. Here's his latest ad on this. Let's take a look.
If you vote for Biden, he'll listen to the scientists. He wants to listen to Dr. Fauci. He wants to listen to Dr. Fauci.
Why should it be that simple?
Lowest bar in American
ever.
history. And it reminds me, too, of, Trump picked this fight with Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan.
Right, yeah.
Guess what? She's also way more popular than
Very.
you are in a rather key swing state, by the way. And maybe that has something to do with the fact that you are now losing in the state of Michigan. And even, some of your advisors sort of admitting that state isn't likely to go your way this time. So he has found on the central issue of our time after time after time, his way to the wrong side of that issue. If you look in this New York Times latest polling this morning, what they find is there actually isn't an issue on which Trump is beating Biden at this point. Even on the economy, which was always a strong suit. Now it's a wash. It's tied. Why? Well, maybe because you didn't do what it took to get the American people another stimulus. You didn't go out there and make sure that you got your Republican senators on board. You didn't push for specifics. You didn't fight to make this thing happen. And so, yeah, we've certainly been very critical of Nancy Pelosi here, not taking the deal that's on the table at this point with her fake 48-hour deadline, I guess, expiring today. But you ultimately were the person who had the most power to get this done. And hey, maybe if you'd done that, you would have a path to victory right now instead of, just handing Joe Biden the easiest, most pathetic, lame, lowest bar campaign message in American history.
Yeah, it's so incredibly foolish. But here we are, 2 weeks out to go to the election, and one of the dumbest closing arguments of all time.
Yeah, running on don't trust the scientists, don't wear masks. And
I'm not saying I even do, but Americans do. And so look.
Look at the polling. It's not going to work out
All
for
right.
you. All right, more Rising for you after this.